State, Emeka Ihedioha, resigns from the PDP. Protests over war in Gaza holds in elite U.S. universities. I am Constance Mega. The police have arrested a middle-aged man, Jeffrey, for allegedly defiling his landlady's 13-year-old daughter. The incident happened at an estate close to a federal government college in Abuloma, Port Harcourt local government area of Rivers State. It was gathered that the suspect, who owns a tailoring shop at the estate, lured the girl to his shop on the pretense of showing her a cloth. A medical examination conducted on the minor indicated that she was defiled. Well, when contacted, the public relations officer of the River State Police Command, Grace Ringekoko, confirmed the arrest of the suspect, and she said the matter has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department, Port Harcourt. Similarly, the River State Police Command says its operatives have arrested a vigilante leader and 3 accomplices for vandalism and armed robbery. Public relations officer of the command, Grace Ringekoko, in a statement, named the suspects as Ododo Kingsley Obubochi, a local vigilante commander in Isiokpo, Mark Prince, Destiny Onuibo, and Azubike Olu. The statement said the suspects were arrested when a scrap dealer known as Prince approached Ododo and presented himself as a businessman from Omagwa with a proposal to dismantle and sell a mast belonging to one of the telecommunications companies in Ikwere local government area, where she said the suspects were intercepted during the operation, resulting in the arrest of 4 of the vandals, while 4 others escaped. Still on security matters, the national spokesperson for Partners for Peace in the Niger Delta, Livingstone Membere, has called on River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara to urgently intervene and stop the impending security crisis in the Kalabari axis. Mr. Membere made this call following unconfirmed reports that the Nigerian army is planning to arrest some members of a private local security outfit known as Amama or Apapa soldiers guarding the Kalabari Moha Road. Well, the peace advocate, in an interview with correspondent Ibi Oruwari, said the planned arrest of the members of the local security outfit is causing panic in the area.
The reports, rather, came to us as a big surprise, and it makes us to call on stakeholders to swing into action. Already, communities in these areas, especially in Obuama, are in tension. In Obuama, people no longer move about in the night. Businesses close as early as 6, 7 o'clock because they are afraid. Not just in Obuama, also in other local governments, people are now afraid. So we're calling on the governor of Rivers State to use his good office to wade into this issue, restore hope back to the people.
Well, Mr. Membere also called on the 6th Division of the Nigerian Army to clarify the information.
We also want to use this medium to call on the commanding officer, 6th Division, even though the army have not responded, to also come out publicly to assuage the fears of the people, to come out and say, oh no, there is no such plan like this. It's only rumors. As concerned stakeholders in the peace building information, we will continue to work with relevant agencies, formations to ensure that the state remains peaceful.
As you may know, the local security outfit, the Amama or Apapa soldiers, is owned by a former agitator, Asari Dokubo. Recall that last week, another former agitator and former governorship candidate in the state, Subomabo Jakrich, was arrested and 2 of his aides killed in the process. In another development, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Felix Ogbodu, says he supports state policing but fears that it could be abused by state governors. AIG Ogbodu, in an interview with correspondent Emeko Tuka, said state policing is financially demanding and may not be possible for all states.
I will still support state police, but put measures in place to forestall abuse by the state chief executive, the governors. The fear some people are having this. One, if you have a state police, what is the guarantee that the governors that are the chief executive of the state will not use the police to fight their opponents, times of elections, perceived enemies, all of that? That is the issue of abuse of the state police. Secondly, how many states are buoyant enough that can fund state policing? Because state policing is going to be capital intensive. It may have to involve build more stations, then the motivation, the equipment.
Well, AIG Ogbudu also mentioned the difficulties faced by the federal police in managing states.
People say, how can you put somebody from Sokoto State to go and work in the Delta State, more of the River State? Not just about the Ikuri culture, the landmarks in the River State and all of that. So that's it. Dito, you cannot put someone from River State to go and police about no state. You don't understand language. I will still support state police, but we must put mechanisms in place to forestall abuse by the state chief executive, the governors. So we must lay down the modus operandi, the things they must do, and what they must do before to do the police.
Recall that the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku, said the country is not ready for the establishment of state police. Moving on, the Engeni Youth Assembly in Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State has condemned what it called the illegal arrest of the member representing Ahoda West in the State House of Assembly, Sokari Goodboy, by the police in Abuja. The president of the Engeni Youth Assembly, Onem Okenya, said this during a media briefing today, where Mr. Okenya also warned those who masterminded the arrest of Mr. Sokari Goodboy not to take them for granted.
We condemn in strong terms the illegal and unwarranted arrest of our son, Honorable Sokari Goodboy Sokari, member representing the good people of Ahoda West in Rivers State House of Assembly by the Nigerian police. Honorable Samuel Wanasiki should therefore know that no single individual has the monopoly of violence or more rivers than the other. Hence, our son should be released immediately.
While the president of the Engeni Youth Assembly called on President Bola Tinubu to wade into the matter and ensure the immediate release of the state lawmaker.
Honorable Sokari Goodboy Sokari has not committed any sin that will warrant such intimidation and dehumanization. It is sad that his only sin is because of his total support to the executive governor of Rivers State. We therefore employ His Excellency President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to call Honorable Samuel Wanasiki and whoever that is behind him in this ignoble act to order and effect the immediate release of our son.
Now, a former governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedioha, has resigned from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a letter to the chairman of the party in his ward, Abombise local government area, the former deputy speaker of the House of Representatives cited misalignment between his personal beliefs and the current trajectory of the party. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, says a Dana aircraft did not crash land as reported, but was involved in a runway issue. Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, NCAA, Mike Achimugu, said this to journalists. Well, Mr. Achimugu said the occurrence was a serious incident, but not an accident. Well, earlier, the management of Dana Air expressed relief that all the 83 passengers and crew on board the flight got off safely. The immediate past Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has been detained by the EFCC, while the former minister arrived at the Abuja office of the EFCC for questioning for alleged 8 billion naira money laundering and fraudulent award of contracts to a company owned by his younger sibling, Abubakar Sirika. In other news now, Shifor Properties, a real estate company in Port Harcourt, has graciously awarded Anyim Veronica a plot of land following a recent incident sparked by her testimony at her church in Abuja. Well, Veronica, a law graduate from the National Open University now, faced embarrassment when her pastor, Paul Enenche, questioned the authenticity of her testimony, which she gave on 14th April. Well, the incident garnered widespread attention on social media, prompting calls for an apology from Pastor Enenche after evidence surfaced online validating Vera's academic credentials. Well, in response to the social media uproar, Shifor Properties, located at Mercy of God Plaza, opposite Timber Market, South Road, Port Harcourt, announced the generous gift of a plot of land to Madam Veronica after she was invited by a hotel after she was invited over to a hotel in Port Harcourt to heal. A spokesperson for Shifor Properties said the gesture reflects the company's commitment to authenticity and its belief in rewriting family narratives regardless of people's background.
This deed of gifts promised to Miss Vera Ayem on the event of my birthday, 17th April 2024, is just to encourage her as the first graduate in her family and to let her know that above only is truly her place. Shifor Properties is a real estate and investment company located at Mercy of God Plaza, opposite Tiba Market, Rumaholu, Sars Road, Port Harcourt, River State. As I speak with you, the deed of gift and complimentary survey plan has been signed, sealed, and delivered to Miss Vera Ayem. So
well, Ms. Veronica Anyim also thanked the company for the gesture.
I want to appreciate Shifor Property Company in Port Harcourt, where I am now. They learned the promise to offer me as a gift. This is the documents here with me. You can see it. And I'm very, very happy. I want to thank them and I want to pray for them that God Almighty will expand it all over the world in the name of Jesus.
Still to come, police begin investigation into bullying of students at Lead British International School, Abuja. Stay tuned. Today is World Book and Copyright Day, and some authors and book enthusiasts have urged Nigerians to cultivate the habit of reading a book every day. They also narrated the challenges they face in writing and publishing of their books. They spoke in an interview with our correspondent.
Read a book every day, read content, read excerpts of a book every day, and buy a book every week, every month, depending on your income level. And yeah, it makes the world beautiful. Books grant you access to places you may never.
It helps to bring out the creative side of a person. And I'm not just talking about the writing aspect. The child is reading a book, and what happens is that you begin to imagine, whether you like it or not.
A good book will only be read by you if you don't have a good marketing idea. So marketing in the aspect of publishing also is one of the challenge that I feel when you want to print some books in hardcover. Cost fluctuates,
and some of the challenges I can be stopped sometimes or as to what to write, but then I go back to, okay, who am I helping out there?
World Book and Copyright Day is celebrated every year to promote the culture of reading. The day recognizes the contributions of authors to cultural and social progress, the importance of books and authors' rights over their works. The theme for the 2024 World Book and Copyright Day is Read Your Way. As public and private schools across the state reopen for the third academic session, concerns have been raised about significant challenges in the public schools. Well, this is as the state's chairman of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Collins Echikwe, tells correspondent Emeko Tuka that there is deteriorating infrastructure and lack of teaching staff in public schools, where he called on the River State government to begin immediate recruitment of teachers to fill the gap.
The question is, now that schools are resuming, who are those who go and teach the children and students in the school? The schools are virtually empty. We want the government to please come to our aid and recruit 15,000 teachers. In some schools, we have only one teacher. Some schools, we have two teachers. And these students will go and compete with other students in the world. So we are lacking teachers in the classrooms.
Mr. Echikwe also appealed to the state government to approve a new retirement age of 65 for operation of public schools. In another development, police authorities in the FCT have launched an investigation into a viral video of a female student of Lead British International School in Abuja being bullied by her classmates. The spokesperson for the FCT Police Command, Josephine Ade, confirmed this to journalists. Well, Ade said police personnel have been deployed to the school to maintain law and order. Also, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, and her education counterpart, Tahir Maman, have visited the school. Meanwhile, the school authority says it has appointed a dedicated team to investigate the case of bullying among some of its students. In the meantime, the student who was caught on camera bullying her fellow students has apologized.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Protests over the war in Gaza have taken hold at many elite U.S. universities, and this is as officials scramble to diffuse demonstrations, while police moved to break up an encampment at New York University on Monday night, making several arrests. Dozens of students were also arrested at Yale earlier in the day, while Columbia University cancelled in-person classes. Well, that's the news, but before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that the police have arrested a middle-aged man for defiling his landlady's 13-year-old daughter in Abuloma, Port Harcourt. A stakeholder has raised an alarm over a likely security crisis in the Kalabari axis of River State. The police in the FCT have started investigating the bullying of students at Lead British International School, Abuja. And on the foreign scene, mass arrests as U.S. campus protests over Gaza. Protests over Gaza spread. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.